All right, so what's up, y'all? So as you can see, we got Sylvie the Elantra out today. Now, good old Sylvie, I've had her for probably about a year now. It's crazy, I've had this car for like a year. It's a long story with this car. I've had her about a year, and this is the 2017 Hyundai Elantra. I think this is like one step above the regular SE edition or the base package model for it. And you can see with it being the base package, I don't have these under the bumper or under the headlight daytime running lights that I see on other kind of like higher package Elantras of like I think like 17 and 18 that have them. And I've always wanted to get them, and I've been kind of scared to kind of put it on because like it's electricity and then it's my car and then I don't want to mess with the wiring. So it's going to be an interesting process to see what's going to happen today on what I'm doing. So if not already said in the video title, we're going to be putting on some daytime running lights. And I've seen other videos on how to do them before. The videos that I saw, they weren't as accurate as of steps that I've seen. So they were kind of misleading in a sense, and they were kind of confusing. And these lights don't come with instructions at all. So you have to kind of do it yourself or have someone do it for you if they're experienced with that. But I'm hoping today that I can at least try to do this myself as a beginner thing, because I'm kind of scared myself. But if you are a beginner just like me trying to do this on your own, I will try to help you guide through the process on how I did it myself and how I did it without messing up my car pretty much. Before we continue forward with the tutorial video, I want to remind everyone that do this at your own will. This is not for the faint of heart. I do not suggest, if you're not comfortable doing this type of job, that you don't do it yourself. If you're not comfortable cutting wires and kind of fooling with your car that much. Obviously in this video I had success with trying to get the lights on and they worked at the end of the video, but I'm also saying that I am not responsible if anything goes wrong or if there's damage or there's something that just ends up being, you know, a catastrophe. So please make sure you are comfortable doing this, and if you're not, do not continue any further. Thank you. So without further ado, it's kind of cold in Maryland right now, so I got to get bundled up. I got some stuff on, like I see right here. Let's get these headlights on, and I'm gonna hopefully try to get this done within like 2 hours. I can at least hope. So let's go. All right, so here we are with the hood open. So the first thing you probably want to do is you want to take all of these bolts out right here. These are actually plastic fastener clips that they they put on the factory. You want to use a fastener, it's gonna, what's it called, like a fastener tool. If I can, I'll throw it in when I'm editing this video. You want to use a fastener tool for this, and then below the bottom and I think on the side of the wheels, you want to take off all of these fasteners that's holding up the bumper to this, this cross line right here. So it's going to be all around. Oop, I think they're not all around, but you got this bolt right here, as you can see right here on the left passenger side, on the driver's side. Looks like someone already messed with this thing before, I don't know why. And then you also got this one up here, and I believe there's probably some tucked inside around here, around the entire perimeter of the bumper. You want to go ahead and take the bumper off first, because that's how you're going to be able to access these plastic pieces at the bottom of the headlights. Okay, now with these pieces removed, I'm actually going to throw in a actual tip. You do not actually need a interior trim, I think like a trim clip removal tool. Hyundai actually does a pretty ingenious thing. I don't know if other cars do it. You can get a flathead screwdriver. A flathead screwdriver or like a butter knife, and these are the pieces I just removed. And instead of removing at the bottom as you were right here, you will get right in this corner right here, and that's enough room to just kind of pop them out. You don't want to do it too aggressively, because one of them actually, I need to find the other thing for it, because they just go in right, like go on top of this little washer, plastic washer at the top. So just go ahead and pop it up. And make sure that they don't just fly up, because I'm pretty sure it's like not easy to find replacements for us if going to Hyundai. And yeah, you don't really need to buy a whole tool. You could just use a butter knife, and that's what I did. So that's actually pretty dope that I don't have to go buy another tool. As far as the ones on the side of the, I think this is the wheel well, whatever it's called. I'm trying to get these out as well, but I don't want to damage them too much, so I'm gonna try to take my time with it. But just take your time removing this bumper. I don't want a bumper for these is probably like $300-400. I don't feel like buying another bumper, even though I do need one. because of that right there. You also want to make sure that you're removing the bumper, that you have something protecting it because of the paint that's going on right here underneath the bumper. You don't want that to scratch against this ground, especially my driveway right here, which is actually pretty abrasive. So when you remove the bumper, try to get to the sides first. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting to that side, so I'm gonna try to remove from that side first, because that side is actually really easier to remove. And then make sure all the clips and stuff are in order, and then you should be good from there. So when you're installing these, you want to remove these plastic things right here, of course. There's gonna be some clips. I can't really get it. Let me go to this. These clips right here, you probably want to push in, and then there's probably gonna be like a vent. I think that's for like aerodynamic, whatever, but I don't think it's that too important. So you can probably bypass that vent. But just making sure that you remove these clips properly, so you can go ahead and just take them out and just pop the new ones in. I actually played around with it. I unscrewed something on the bumper and it just popped off over here. So the bumper is off. So once again, just remove these two things. But it was not easy to just kind of do it while the bumper was hanging off the car, because it's just a tight space. I don't know if y'all see it, but I tucked its connector. Remember, the shortest connector go on the driver's side, the longest connector go on the passenger side over here. All the connections and stuff you want to do over near the battery and wherever else the connectors are for the daytime running lights. I'm gonna try to feed the last connector just through here, because it makes more sense instead of having to get caught up in the fan one day and then it messes up something. So I'm gonna try to avoid doing that by just trying to carry it out through the bottom right here. All right, so I'm playing around with some of the connectors. So I have the lights on DRL at auto, so the lights turn on depending on if it's sun out or not. I put a paper towel. That's the little module that controls whatever, like it's like a thermometer. I don't know what it's called, but anyways, it controls whatever the lights turn on and off depending on the light. So it's on DRL auto right now because it's on, because I covered that up, so it's dark right now from what it sees. And this wire right here, since this is red, I'm going to presume that you will want to use, depending on what Elantras, I've seen some of these have like green or whatever connectors. Make sure you're checking your connectors. But anyone with the blue connector, your wire is going to be going right here. So it's 3 below, and you're going to go to the 3rd and the 4th on the top. You can see it right here. And then what I'm thinking is that wire right there corresponds with another red wire right here. So depending on what I have to do, I might have to cut that connector and just splice them together. Just to show y'all that this is in fact in auto, we'll go ahead and remove this paper towel real fast and then try to run over to the front of the car to see the lights before they shut off. And it should turn off in about now. As you can see, the lights is turned off because they detected it. So that's how I want mine to go. Depending on what you want to do, you can have it go to either the high beams, you can have them, there's a yellow wire for them that goes to the turn signals, but for what I've seen, the turn signal part doesn't matter, so I'm not going to enable the turn signal because I just want straight white. And then from the best bet of kind of getting the wire around, I kind of wrapped it around this wire that looked like it goes to these horn modules over here. So I wrapped the longest one to the passenger side over here, wrapped it around so it doesn't just dangle around. Come around, that's the module right here. The module's hiding right behind the lower airbox intake. Take that wire up, that's gonna go to this connector right here. And then of course, you're just gonna plug that black wire into the terminal. And I'm trying to see if I can find anything in the fuse box regarding the daytime running lights, any like switches or anything going on here. I can't find anything here. I tried to pull this one, but this looks like this goes to something else, so I'm not gonna mess with that. If you ever wanted to test out to see if your lights are working, if you want to, go ahead and plug the black wire to the black terminal, red wire to the red terminal. Go ahead and touch that. Make sure you got a good connection right there. And as you can see, as I'm touching it right there, the lights is turning on. You don't want to do that though, because you want the lights to be able to turn off after these lights right here turn off. So doing that will most likely just drain the battery and the lights will be on like indefinitely. So you want to make sure that you get the proper cutters. You want to get yourself a splice, kind of like a splice cutter or like a kind of sharp kind of razor blade or whatever. Cut this wire. Don't cut too close to the terminal right there. Cut a little bit further away because you can always add more back. I found the best way is to kind of get them aligned up, get a hammer, tap the back of them very gently. Do not hit the bumper, and then just tap them into place. You want to make sure all these little pegs and whatever stuff are in line. I'm gonna try to do it for this side just to make sure everything is all good, but it should be good for now. And then I'll get into trying to figure out this cable situation with the lights and stuff. The wiring I did right here, I don't know if this is as smart as I did a crimping behind the connector coming in, and then I did a crimping of both the headlights and the bottom row lights together. The crimping should be good, but I need to add some electrical tape on. So if you're not too comfortable doing this, once again, I like, do not do this if you don't feel comfortable doing it. But I've done stuff like this before, but I haven't done too much crazy stuff. It's like doing headlight, like stuff like this. Make sure that you're crimping both the red wires, cut enough that is enough room for both the wire coming in and the wire for the headlight connector. Make sure that you are leaving enough room. You have got your pliers, or you can get your crimping tool to pretty much tie them back together, and then after that just wire them back together to make sure the connection is flushed and protected. And then of course make sure you have electrical tape. Wrap this around. So using some electrical tape, as you can see, the connector is now nice and protected. As you can see, the lights are on, and then I'm about to put the headlight back on. This is DRL. Let's turn on high beams. High beams good. Turn off. Turn signal. Turn signal good. Right is good. Let's turn them all off. Okay. Only DRLs. That's auto. Okay, that's on. That's all of them on. And we can just turn it back to what I wanted to have. After all the lights are working, you're just going to go ahead and just put the bumper, pretty much you're going to go to reverse, but make sure that when you're putting the bumper on, you aren't accidentally connecting on any of the connectors on the light side. So make sure that is good. It looks so good. I'm actually really excited about that. Like, this looks really good. Oh, I gotta figure out what's going on with my bumper on that side. My bumper is weird. I don't know what's wrong with it, but this looks amazing. I like the way this looks. And it doesn't intrude with the turn signal, I don't believe. But I really do like this. This looks awesome. This is exactly how I want it to look like. It looks amazing. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully your Elantra can look as good as mine with these lights, besides that little thing right there. So peace out.